Hello friends, how are you? Good morning to you. Today you know, feel to talk to you people. It is late in the night, but when it comes to spirituality, midnight is always better to discuss. So I am inviting anyone who is interested to have debate with me in this subject because I personally feel that it is the spirituality, it is the Adhyatma which makes a person better, more civilized, and more understanding. When I am talking about spirituality, it doesn't mean that you become sannyasi or saint and you live behind your family and go away from the society. It is definitely not like that. But what I am saying that if you have inclination towards spirituality, inclination towards adhyatma, definitely you will able to live a better life here on this earth right now. Most of us have listened that if we do good deeds, then we will go into Swarg in heaven. What I am saying that if you live Adhyatmic life, spiritual life, then you will live life of heaven right now here on this earth. So this is completely a different thing from the popular belief because in every scriptures we have heaven and hell described in certain way. But today the subject of debate is not any religion or religious belief, but purely about the upliftment of our soul to a new height, elevating our soul to a new height. Because I strongly believe that as long as you are limited to this physical being, for example, I am Bakul and I am 5 feet 8.5 inch in height and weighing 85 kg. So this is the limited being of mine. But if I am understand, if I am convinced that I am the equal part of omnipresence God, then there is completely different thing. When you realize that you are also the same part of this universe and you are the creation of the creator of this universe, this world, then your approach toward life becomes somewhat different. Once you realize this, your approach, your vision will be more inclusive and understanding. You will be able to overcome the worldly desires as well as the materialistic pleasure also. Because when we find ourselves limited in this body as humans, we are attached to number of subjective pleasures. We can't live without it. We strongly feel that we need to enjoy the subjective pleasure as a human being, since this is the life where we can enjoy all these things. So, what will happen is instead of using this great opportunity, being born as human being with the power of hands and ability to think extraordinary things compared to other living beings, we are not able to capitalize on it, but end up become slave of subjective pleasure. Why I am saying that spirituality is more important in life? Because this is my personal experience. From my childhood, something around 8 or 9 years, I have inclination for spirituality. I have been surrounded with some wise, enlightened people all along my rest of the life for last 37 or 38 years, and have been fortunate to get understanding, proper understanding of the Atma, the spirituality. Actually, in English, spirituality is a substitute word for Adhyatma. But when I talk about Adhyatma in detail, the exact meaning of Adhyatma is elevating your soul to new height and coming out of your limited existence as a bodily entity. Adhyatma means Udharva Gati, upward motion of your Atma. There are two motions, upward and downward, Udagati and Adogati, to be more precise. So, it is always inviting that we choose the upward motion in terms of elevation of our soul. Once we choose this and going further, for us, the entire value system in terms of our life will change. You will be able to come out of your limited ego, the I, the most idiot thing. You will be able to put aside the donkey. So, when your personal ego, your ego of limited being, confined within this body, will no longer there, and you will find yourself limitless, spread all across the universe. Entire thinking pattern will change with the help of spiritual discussion and meditation. You will be able to attain new height in terms of wisdom, and you will have different approach in terms of looking at things. So in this case, You will be more acceptable to different individuals in the society because as an individual you will be more compassionate and understanding, and you will stop expecting favor from the other people and start improving yourself. So it has been said that it is better to improve ourselves rather than improving the world, rather than improving others. So this is the fundamental motive of spiritual life. When you think that you are not limited to this body, then you will not also liable for the different phalas, the different results which you have to suffer as an individual. Since you become the child of the creator of this universe and accept him as the sole authority for your life, and you become passive, akarta. It is all up to the creator of this universe to think about your health, your well-being, and you become completely free. And as you become free, you will be able to influence other people also around you. Your lifestyle will completely change. You will do your duty as a niskam karma. You will be able to understand the true meaning of niskam karma, selfless act without any expectation of worldly desires and materialistic pleasure or abundance. So, when you are able to overcome the materialistic pleasure and obsession towards acquisition of materialistic things, you will be able to calm yourself without anyone's or outside help. Because when you live materialistic life, you do not able to live life peacefully. From outside, people will think that you are happy, you have a lot of facility in terms of different gadgets and uh, life improving instruments and life supporting instruments, etc. etc. But as an individual, you will only realize that after acquiring a lot of wealth and acquiring instrument of different facility in your life, you have been able to increase facilities in life and not the peace, not the happiness, not the satisfaction. Because as much as you acquire different materialistic things, you become more and more fearful about losing it out someday due to the lack of financial capacity or some other reasons. But when you are willing to acquire the spiritual pleasure with the help of spiritual thinking, you will be more satisfied compared to any other living being in this world with worldly desires as well as the materialistic acquaintance. So it is completely up to you that in which way you want to live your life. Here I am discussing these things because for last almost 10 to 12 years I am seriously trying to live a spiritual life, an adjacent life. I spend my leisure time into understanding the different aspects and dimensions of their spirituality. I try to know that for what reason I am here on this earth. I try to know that what is the motive of Creator to create me, why I am here. And it is a quite interesting voyage of discovering oneself as an entity, as a soul, and not only a bodily creature. So, my friends, again, I would like to invite you to debate this subject. If any one of you awake right now and online, then I invite you to discuss with me, or debate with me. I will be more than happy to discuss this subject. This is my favorite subject. Every day I like to talk about spirituality. I like to explore different aspects of Adhyatma. As a child, I was very coward, fearful all the time. But gradually, along with my physical growth and spiritual growth as an individual, now I am able to live life of a responsible person, a person with more strength in terms of physical strength as well as mental strength. I am able to concentrate my mind wherever I want. It is the power of Adhyatma, the power of spirituality, which has transformed my life. It has created such conviction within me that I have been able to take number of challenges as an individual in life. Right now, I am discussing in front of you in a language which was quite difficult for me to get even the passing marks. I passed my 12th standard, higher secondary standard, with only 35 passing marks in English, but with conviction and trust of the supreme nature and direct connect with the soul creator of all of us. I have been able to gain more confidence and conviction. Even I was a student from my mother tongue, Gujarati medium. So for me, it was a real challenge to transform myself as a world citizen. with ability to speak and understand a language which is spoken by most of the people across the world, particularly in the business world. So the spiritual thoughts and the spirituality help me to overcome my inhibitions and prejudice. Since in spirituality there is always the insistence that you should be innocent like a child. You don't need to wear any care, that you have become young, you have become mature, you are an educated guy, you are a married guy, you are a responsible guy. Instead of that, it urges you, it teaches you to be like a child, completely innocent. Because when you become something, it is very difficult to something becoming something else. For example, if I am an artist by qualification, and if I accept it as my sole designation, it will be really difficult to learn something new from different domain. My learning, my education, past education will not allow me to easily transform myself efficient in other subject also. But if I don't wear the cape of an artist, a qualified artist, and I just accept myself as a living being, human being with gift of Pujabal, the power of hands and the power of thinking, superior power of thinking with enlightened intellect. I can live a better life. I can take decision in more responsible and enlightened way. And it has helped me a lot in terms of improving my capacity in learning new things, attaining higher conscious level, and ability to control my mind. Because the most challenging in life of a human being is the control of mind. When you are bound to the worldly desires and materialistic pleasure, you have to be slave to your mind. In reality, your mind is your assistant, your sarthi, your driver of the chariot, and it is supposed to help you in acquiring your livelihood and make arrangement of your physical and mental requirement as a living being. But if you keep on enjoying the subjective pleasure with the help of your knowledge senses, Gyanendriyas, you will no longer be able to command your mind. You will no longer able to control your mind and ask it to work as per your will. So gradually it will become completely autonomous and will not become answerable to you also. Later on you will have to be at the mercy of your mind. If your mind wants to concentrate in certain subject, certain new subject, then you will be able to learn that subject or get into that subject deeply. If your mind is not ready and not willing to do that, you will not able to do that. But when you become, you know, beyond this bodily existence, when you find yourself omnipresence, just like your creator, it becomes very easy and practical to handle your mind. Because in spirituality, you will be able to understand the exact meaning and exact purpose of your mind, exact duty of your mind. You will be able to understand the different condition of your mind, different state of your mind. So when you are able to understand the different dimension of your own mind in terms of Sthur Deha and Jagrata Avastha, that means this physical body and conscious state of mind, then comes the Sukshma Deha, micro body and dream state of mind, Swapna Avastha. Then third comes the Karan Deha, the reason body and Susupta Avastha, subconscious state of mind. And the fourth and last one is Mahakaran Deha, deep reason body and Turiya Avastha, utterly unconscious condition of your mind, unconscious state of mind. So your mind keeps on traveling from here to there as per the priority of your life. Sometimes it becomes subconscious with your open eyes also. It is not that when you sleep and you are dreaming something at that time, if there is something like frightening dream, then only you become subconscious. Is not like that. You can be subconscious even with your open eyes. That's through their physical body. Because we keep on indulging in different subjective pleasure, and the memory of different subjective pleasure always resides in our memory system. So whenever you become subconscious, immediately your memory will start throwing the information and the memory of different subjective pleasure. And as soon as you get certain favorable condition around you in terms of subjective pleasure, or you will be in a certain situation where there is a more scope for arousing your certain subjective pleasure, you will be no longer able to control your mind. You will not be able to keep your mind 100% conscious. Your attention will not be 100% in the prevailing subject, new subject. Instead of that, your attention will divide in number of pieces. When there is divided attention, you cannot concentrate 100% in the subject of your own design, of your own conviction. Due to that, you no longer able to keep your 100% conscious. Since you are not 100% conscious, you cannot enjoy the real enlightenment in your life, but you will have to be slave of different beliefs. Because until and unless you are not able to conscious properly, you are not able to make questions for the actual purpose of your life, the real questions. You are not able to do the real question. You are not able to ask real question to the enlightened souls. So, if you are completely enlightened in terms of your conscious being, if you are able to sustain maximum conscious all across the mind, you will be able to ask such important question to whom you trust most and respect most as a human being, and you will be able to arrive on proper conclusion. If you are not going to do that, it will be very hard for you to come out of your confusions of subconscious mind, because whatever goes inside during your subconscious state of mind, it resides in your memory system, and it becomes very difficult to throw it out. Even though you want, you will not be able to do that. So it is always better for you to question your trusted one, to whom you respect the most, and get satisfactory answer. As soon as you get satisfactory answer with 100% conscious, you completely become free of such apathy and agony of ignorance. Because for human being, the biggest obstacle, biggest problem, or biggest suffering in life is the ignorance. It is not the scarcity of money, or it is not the scarcity of different resources like roti, kapra, makan, is food, cloth, and shelter. But it is the lack of understanding. It is the lack of satisfaction. When you have proper understanding of different aspects of life, in terms of materialistic life and in terms of your spiritual life, you are more capable of handling your life properly with minimal outside help. You will no longer get attracted for worldly desires, worldly pleasures, etc. But you will more concentrate on your happiness, joyful life as a contented human being with understanding the different aspect of life rather than bearing the brunt of your subjective desires. Because in materialistic life, the center of the life is materialistic pleasure and materialistic abundance. And till date, in this world, no one has been peaceful and happy with the facility of materialistic acquaintance, with the help of materialistic life. You can definitely have better facility through money or materialistic things, with the exchange of materialistic things. But you can definitely not have true pleasure, exactly akhanda anand, pure happiness, divine happiness at all. So, thank you very much. Right now, I would like to stop myself. It is quite late now. It is almost 2:14 p.m. Sorry, a.m. And I would like to stop myself. We will meet you very soon and definitely will elaborate in this subject. Thank you very much.